Good morning. It is 9 o'clock on Tuesday, January 3rd, and this is the regular council meeting for the Town of Rocky Mountain House. And I'll call the meeting to order. I'll acknowledge the Indigenous peoples. So the Town of Rocky Mountain House wishes to acknowledge that the land on which we gather is Treaty 6 territory and a traditional meeting ground and home for many Indigenous peoples, including the Blackfoot, Cree, Saulteaux, Stoney, and Métis. And adoption of the agenda. So we have an agenda in front of us. Is there anything that needs to be added to the agenda? If not, just looking for a motion to accept the agenda. Councillor Schiffel.
Thank you, Acting Mayor. I also move the agenda as presented.
Okay, thank you for that motion. Discussion. All those in favor? And that's carried. And we have no delegations, so moving on to the minutes. We have some minutes in front of us from May 20th, 2025. Is there anything that needs to be modified or changed to those minutes? Councillor Cabrero.
Thank you. I'll go ahead and make a motion to adopt the regular council meeting minutes of May 20th, 2025 as presented.
Okay, and thank you for that. Discussion. Seeing none, I'll call that to a vote. All those in favor? And that is carried. So we'll skip right on to item 7.1, the Alberta Summer Games bid. And Mr. Gross. Oh, Wes is going to take this, okay?
Good morning, Council. So we're back before you today, just I guess to do some housekeeping for the bid for the 2028 Alberta Summer Games. Since the last meeting, we have touched base with the county, and I guess if you saw at their meeting last week, they've approved the partnership and have assigned a counselor to the bid committee. So today, I guess, we've got three things we need to do. One is to formally approve the partnership with the county for the support to do the letter of intent. We need to appoint a counselor to the bid committee, and we have updated the terms of reference for the bid committee. Basically took the last one that we had, changed the dates. The format and the bid committee makeup is the same. So unless council has any questions related to that, I'm looking for three separate motions today, which are outlined in your package.
Okay. Thank you for that report, Wes. Do we have any comments, questions? Deputy Mayor Hutchinson.
I'll make the first motion then.
Okay.
Be it resolved that council approve the partnership with Clearwater County to prepare a letter of intent to host the 2028 Alberta Summer Games, along with a letter of support to submit to Alberta Sport and Tourism.
Thank you for that motion. Do we have any discussion on that particular motion? Seeing none, I'll call it to a vote. All those in favor? And that is carried. Councillor Caparro.
Thank you. I just have a question for Deputy Mayor Hutchinson. Would you like to be on the board, the committee?
Yes, I would.
Okay, then I will go ahead and make the next motion. Be it resolved that council appoint Deputy Mayor Hutchinson to the 2028 Alberta Summer Games bid committee.
Okay, thank you for that motion. Do we have any discussion on that motion? Seeing none, I will call that to a vote. All those in favor? And that is carried. Congratulations, Deputy Mayor. So we have one more motion that we are needing to make. Councillor Musker.
Thank you, Acting Mayor. I'll make the final motion. Be it resolved the council approve the draft 2028 Alberta Summer Games bid committee terms of reference.
Okay, and thank you for that motion. Discussion on that one? Seeing none, I'll call that to a vote. All those in favor? That is carried.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on to item 8.1, the subdivision extension of 24101. And Mr. Schwader is going to present this.
Good morning, Acting Mayor, Council. Today I'm before you in regards to an extension for subdivision file RMH 24101. It expired on April 30th this year. Some of the conditions have been met, and we're just looking for an extension for this subdivision for for one more year.
Okay, thank you for that report. Do we have any comments, questions? Anything needs clarification? It's pretty straightforward ask. Councillor Musker.
Thank you, Acting Mayor. Be happy to make the motion. Be it resolved that council grants 1-year extension for subdivision file RMH 24101 until April 30th, 2026.
Thank you for that motion. Any discussion? Call that to a vote. All those in favor? And that is carried. Thank you, Mr. Schrader. Moving on to item 8.2, we have a notice of motion from Councillor Schipult. So we will turn that over to Councillor Schipult. Yes.
Thank you. These are residents that live at 5911 65th Avenue. Their home is the first home on the sewer line there, and they've had in 2014, 2019, 2023, and 2025, the sewer line is froze up with the manhole cover. And so the town has paid the bills. From 3 of those 4 years, they have not paid the outstanding bill to Bowman, which is still outstanding for $736.89. And the resident there is anticipated to pay that, and they feel that the town should be paying that. The precedence has been set with the paying of 3 others. So I guess I just bring it forward and ask for Mr. Krause's comments on that. And then further, the line keeps freezing up at the manhole cover. So I think that it appears that it was a design flaw. So they're the first house on the sewer line, and the manhole cover is right there where they join into the sewer line. And typically the sewer line would be at a 90% or at a 90-degree angle, someplace buried in the line, but in this case it's at a manhole cover. So I'm not sure what the solution is. So hopefully Public Works is, they've tried putting a piece of styrofoam in there, but it's only a partial piece of styrofoam, and they sent pictures of the styrofoam in there. So I was hoping that possibly Public Works could have a look and come up with some kind of solution so this ongoing problem becomes a non-issue. So unfortunately, every time the freezes up, these people get a mess in their basement. So this probably went on for enough years that it should get dealt with one way or another. So my notice of motion, which is, and I'll just read that, is that it be resolved that council instruct administration to review alternatives to rectify the ongoing sewer freeze-up issues at 5911 65th Avenue and further review the outstanding Bowman plumbing invoice relative to this issue. So I'm hoping that administration would have a look at that and bring back a possible plan.
Thank you for that. Mr. Krause, how do we?
Yep, no, thank you, Acting Mayor. So I would ask council to postpone this motion instead of voting on it today, to allow administration to review it and come back with a report to council, because there's probably more to it than,
Yep.
There's questions that I have. I mean, it's not the only manhole like this in town, and this one freezes and the other doesn't, so why? Cold 2 winters ago, we were hitting -40 and it didn't freeze, but this winter it did, so why? So it needs to be explored more for me to answer to council. So if the council would like to just postpone this to the next meeting, and our engineering and operations can review it and prepare a report for council to review.
Okay. Is that satisfactory to council that we postpone this and bring back more information? Councillor Schipult.
Sure. Are you going to address both issues in that report back then, the paying of the bill?
Yep.
Okay. Yes, I'm okay with that.
Okay, so we need to make a motion to postpone this then, Mr. Gross? Okay. Councillor Schipult, are you
Okay,
prepared to
sure, I'll make that
Okay.
motion that we postpone this to the next council meeting, or, okay. Okay, thank you.
Okay, so we have a motion on the table. Do we have any discussion on that motion? Okay, I'll call that to a vote. All those in favor? And that is carried. So moving on to item 9.1, correspondence for action, we have the 2025 World Chuck Wagon advertising opportunities. So this is something that was sent to me from Rod Tommen, and the one thing I wanted to discuss was more of the live streaming advertising opportunities. Because this is the World Chuck Wagon Finals that's being here, and this is something that is hopefully going to be here for multiple years, they are once the fiber gets taken down to the North Saskatchewan River Park, they will be live streaming all of their events to the world. And this is an opportunity I believe that we can take, the town of Rocky Mountain House, and I also believe Clearwater County, and we can use this as a tool and a venue to promote the town of Rocky Mountain House and increase tourism and economic development. I did have a conversation with Reeve Swanson about this as well, and we were thinking that maybe this would be something that the town and county can do together in collaboration, and promote the region together. And that is what I would suggest, is that we partner with the county on this and do a live streaming package in the amount of, I was thinking $3,500, and then that would be cost shared between the town and county. We have Deputy Mayor Hutchinson.
Where does your 3,500 come from?
On the second page of the sponsor package, the live streaming advertising opportunities. Yep, go ahead.
It's not that I agree with what you're saying with opportunities for economic development, but I would kind of shy away from the idea of sponsoring, given the fact that, we've changed our small and large grant structures, and I don't think typically the town is sponsoring a single event. Like, my question is, where do we start and where do we stop with sponsorship? I realize it's a good opportunity, but I don't necessarily know that the town, I feel, should be in the business of sponsorships to this type of event.
Councillor Auld.
I kind of look at it a little different. I don't look at it more as a sponsorship. I look at it as advertising. They put us in different magazines. They advertise across the pond. They do lots of different advertising. That's more where I see this being. It's not so much a sponsorship, but it's advertising. So for me, I'd be in favor of a joint effort with the town and the county.
Yeah, that's exactly the way I view this as well. There's, in the page above, there's titanium, platinum, gold, silver sponsors. To me, that's an actual sponsorship, and this is an advertising opportunity to promote the area. And that's exactly the way I view this. I'm not seeing, I know it says sponsor package, but it's live stream advertising opportunities, and that's the way I view this, is that it's an opportunity for us to promote our area to the world, as this is something that the World Finals will garner a lot of attention, and a lot of people will be viewing this. Councillor Auld, do you have more to discuss?
Just a quick question for admin, acting mayor. This would just come out of the ACDev budget?
And Deputy Mayor Hutchinson.
Thank you. I guess I also think of it as the expense that the county and the town, the county has already incurred, and what the town will be incurring with putting the fiber and having it down to the North Saskatchewan River Park. It's been a request from this particular group to have the ability to live stream. Would that not be kind of the payment in lieu of maybe advertising for putting the services down there? I don't know what the expense and what the cost is going to be for us, but again, we don't need internet access down there for any other event, so maybe that's an approach to take.
So that is one approach that could be taken. I look at it from the viewpoint of, we did have this group asking for fiber, yes, but now that we have fiber down there, every group that is now able to rent out our facility down there has the ability to live stream their events to everyone. So I view the fiber installation as a capital cost that we would have no matter whether it was this facility or any other facility. And I see that different than the advertising opportunity, because this is something that will probably come up every year, that there'll be advertising opportunities for it. I just think it's something, you know, we've got the World Finals back here, and kudos to the Chuck Wagon people for doing this, and I think this is a good way that, you know, the town and county can show support while promoting our area at the same time. Deputy Mayor
Thank you.
Hutchinson.
We do have an ICC meeting coming up on Friday. Is it possible to add this to the agenda and speak with the county to see if it's something that they are, or is that just going to prolong it to do a partnership as it would go to ICC, then have to come back to council again?
I would like to see this not go to ICC. I would like to see us make a decision today whether we do or don't do this, and then it can go off to the county council and they can make the decision if they want to partner together with us or not. Councillor Shippold.
Thank you, Acting Mayor. I also support this, so I agree with Councillor Auld and yourself in what you're saying. So I'd be in favor of supporting this along with the county.
Okay. So having said that, I will make a motion. I'll make a motion that the town of Rocky Mountain House partner with Clearwater County in the amount of $3,500 for live streaming opportunities at the Battle of the Rockies Chuck Wagon Association event in August. Councillor Auld.
My only question would be, are we gonna have fiber down there by August 17th?
Yes.
Yes? Okay.
Okay, so we do have a motion. Deputy Mayor Hutchinson.
Thank you. I'm going to be voting against this, not that I don't believe that it would be a good opportunity, but I just think that there should be, especially given this first year, some recognition to the town and county in a dollar value for putting the fiber to the North Saskatchewan River Park.
Okay, any more discussion on that particular motion? Okay, seeing none, I'll call that to a vote. All those in favor? Those opposed? And that is carried. Okay, moving on to correspondence for information. We have a couple of items of correspondence for information. Is there anything that anyone needs to bring out of there, discuss, talk about? If not, just looking for a motion to accept the correspondence for information. Councillor Auld.
I'll make the motion that we accept 10.1 to 10.4 as information.
Okay, thank you for that motion. Discussion on that motion? Not seeing any, so I'll call that to a vote. All those in favor? And that is carried. On to the action list. Mr. Kraus.
Thank you, Acting Mayor. Just to go through the open items, starting at the top. I better get to the top. Economic impact analysis and community profile, that is in progress. The rec master plan change of scope, that is in progress right now. The disc golf, that is also in progress for the 9-hole. I believe the school board is reviewing the letter on June 17th at their board meeting, so see what that brings about. The Alberta Munis resolution is in progress for us to finalize the seconder. The draft P3 agreement is in progress and should be back to council mid-June. In regards to Baker Tilly, they are going to extend for one more year, so we can call that one resolved or closed. Proceed with the offsite levy consultation that is set, and that is next week, I believe. The housing study, still in discussion with Clearwater County of what that looks like. It definitely would probably be a 2026 budget item, because we're probably looking between $100,000 and $150,000 if we do a regional comprehensive housing study. So still in discussion with Clearwater County on that. A letter to Dr. Hoffman, that letter has gone out. We have not received a reply to date. Wayfinding signs, that is in progress, and that contract is awarded. Summer Games, council addressed today. Cape Fall meeting, that is set. Some of these we should probably have closed off. Riverview outline plan, we were to have a meeting with the consultants last week, but their vehicle broke down on the way here. So it is scheduled for this week again, so to get that project on the go. Contract with the wastewater treatment plant is complete. Data center feasibility study, that's in progress. Food cycle organics, that is in progress and scheduled for June. GPC. Tax forfeiture property, that's still in progress, but we've actually switched legal firms handling it for that, because one was dragging a little bit too long, so it had not made any progress. So we should have that one resolved pretty quick, I would hope now. And that is it.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Kraus. Just in regards to, the potential housing study that we're looking at the FCM conference last week in Ottawa, the Prime Minister was speaking about housing and how that's a dire need for the entire country. So that's something that if we can get done will definitely help us in the future when the granting opportunities come out to take advantage of that. Any other questions on the action list? If not, just looking for a motion to accept it as presented. Councillor Caprero.
Thank you. I'll go ahead and make that motion.
Okay, thank you for that motion. Discussion? All those in favor? And that is carried. Administrative inquiries. Do we have any administrative inquiries today? Councillor Musker.
Yes, thank you, Acting Mayor. I do. I was at the Hospice Society's Walk for Hospice Sunday morning, and we were at the rec center setting up a barbecue. I just happened to notice in the parking lot some of the banners on the lampposts are kind of tattered and well past their best before date. I'm just wondering if there's a plan to have some of those replaced.
I would have to look to Mr. Amends on that one. It's a new one for me, so.
We'll look into it.
Okay.
And Councillor Schiffel.
Thank you. Who looks after the lamp standards along the highway there? Highway 11 coming through, they're all rusted and they almost look like they're ready to fall over. Who do we approach about something that? Is it our responsibility to paint them?
No, the light standards along the highway are Alberta Transportation and responsibility. We have previously requested them in the past to paint those light standards just for aesthetic purposes. And basically gotta know that's not part of their maintenance program, or it's not in their maintenance program at this time.
Should it be a notice of motion then if we followed that up with a letter to them requesting that they, or can we just leave it as administration to follow up and see if we can?
Yep, no, we can
Nudge
definitely address it again with Alberta Transportation, because I think this is probably the third or fourth time it's been risen in the last 8 years, so we'll bring it up again.
Councillor Auld.
It's one other thing that I noticed, when we were doing our business walk, we had a few comments about downtown Main Street. It looks beautiful, the trees are nice, but when we did the new standards, or I can't remember exactly why, but we didn't end up putting hangers for plants up and down Main Street. Do we know, was that just not in the budget, why we didn't go up and down Main Street again, or was there a specific reason why we didn't do that?
Oh, okay, that's going back to 2013 when the lights end, so I would have to investigate that for council and come back to you on that.
Yeah, if we could have that come back, it was just, I totally thought they were all still up there. And I just, everybody, there was a few comments made about it, so.
Okay, any other administrative inquiries? Okay, not seeing any more, so we'll move on to item 13, notice of motion. Does anyone have any notice of motion today? No, so we will take a quick 5-minute break, and then we will move into closed session. Okay, we are back to our live stream, and we're about to go into closed session, so I'm just looking for a motion to go into closed session. Counselor Schiffel.
I also move that we go into closed session.
Okay, thank you for that motion. Discussion? All those in favor? And we are now in closed session. from yesterday's flight. Yes, we are ready. Okay, we are back live streaming, and we just have one motion coming out of closed session. Councillor Schipholt.
Thank you, Acting Mayor. Also make the motion that we accept the CAO dialogue as information.
Thank you for that motion. Discussion on that motion. All those in favor? That is carried. And I will adjourn the meeting